Hey guys, so for today's video I'm going to be doing a BoxyCharm unboxing, and I'm going to be trying the products on my face as well as fitting them into my routine, like my foundation, concealer, and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So this is what the box is going to be looking like, and it looks like the theme is totally BoxyCharm, which I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to mean, but that's how it looks. Really cute and pink. Okay, so the first thing in the box that I'm going to grab is going to be this guy right here, and this is Wonder Beauty Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. That is it right there. According to BoxyCharm, on the other side of that little pamphlet, it has a list of what you're getting as well as what they do and the price that goes with it. It's a multitasking elixir that hydrates and absorbs into the skin and helps with the moisture barrier and gives your skin a glow. So it looks like it's a primer, and this retails for $42. So that's already double basically the box. So I've already got my money back basically. So I'm just going to apply this. I'm going to open it, and it has a little dropper like this, and oh, she's pink. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm just gonna put her on my face. Look, I'm crying little rainbow tears. Isn't that adorable? And I'm going to just rub this into my skin. It doesn't feel like an oil, even though it said that it is an oil, so it just feels like a serum to me. But it smells really good. It smells kind of floral, like rosy. And it looks like it has black currant seed oil and niacinamide, which is really good for anti-aging. It does not have mineral oil, parabens, phthalates, synthetic fragrance, and it is also cruelty-free. So that's good for the blue little bunnies. So I'm just going to kind of let that sit into my skin for just a little bit. It is getting tacky as I let it sit. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my foundation, concealer, and then I'll come back and, yeah, go on from there. So now that I've let that sit into my skin for 3 minutes-ish, just until it doesn't feel slick anymore, I'm going to go ahead and put my foundation on, and I'm going to be using the Benefit Hello Happy Flawless Brightening Foundation. And it looks like this. So now that I have applied my foundation, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my concealer. And I just got this concealer. I'm liking it pretty well. It's really hydrating, and it is the Revlon Candid Photo Ready Concealer. So I'm using shade 20 because I have a little bit of a fake tan on right now. And the applicator just kind of looks like this. And I'll use this under my eyes as well as just kind of dotting it around on my face. So now that I have my concealer on, I'm going to go ahead and get the next thing out of the box. And I'm going to do this here. And this is by Becca, and it is their Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. So it's setting powder, and we actually sell this at my store. So I already know a little bit about it, and it is actually comprised of 50% water, and so it's got water and glycerin in it. So when you put it on your skin, it is like it's setting it with like a setting spray. So it literally feels like your brush is wet when you're putting it on, and it's the coolest and craziest feeling. So it has this little stopper right here that says keep me cool, or keep me closed to keep me cool. So I'm just going to open her on up, and it has a little sifter like this, so you can just press your brush in there to get the product out. So I'm just going to take a brush to set my under eyes and on top of my eyelids as well. And this powder, I forgot to mention, retails for $39. So I'm just going to kind of take a little bit of the powder on my brush, tap off the excess, and I'm going to kind of use my finger just to blend out any creases that may have set while I was talking. And I'm just going to, oh, it feels so cool. Literally feels cold and amazing. I'm just going to take the powder and kind of set underneath my eyes and where I have the pores. Since my skin is drier, I don't typically set everywhere. I just set where I'm going to be putting other products, like powder products, so that they don't stick to my foundation. I'm just going to do the same thing for the other eye. It feels so wrong because it's literally like wet, but it sets your makeup so beautifully and keeps it on all day. And I'm just going to set where I am going to be putting like bronzer and blush and stuff, just with a bigger brush. After I've applied my foundation, concealer, and I went ahead and set it with the powder, typically I will go in with my eyeshadow. That's just the way I like to do things, and then I'll finish my face off afterwards. That way I can set everything with a setting spray. The next thing in the box are two little, I don't know if I can grab them, what looks like eye products. And these are by the brand called Ace Beaute. And they are Glimmer Shadows. This one is in Cotton Candy. And this one is in Iced Latte. And it looks like they are a duo, and they have a consistency. If you've ever felt ColourPop's consistency, it feels like squishy, not completely dry, but not wet as well. They don't crease and they don't fade, so I'm going to go ahead and swatch those and let you see what those look like on my skin tone. Okay, so this one is Iced Latte, and this one is in Cotton Candy. So they have some shimmer to them, and Cotton Candy has like a duochrome look, so it is pink, but it's also got a gold reflect to it. It's really pretty. I'm going to try and incorporate both of the colors from the Ace Beauty. I will for sure be using one, but I'll try and incorporate both of them. I'm going to go in and use my Norvina palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is the color palette. So it has some kind of cool tones, some pops of color, some warm tones. All of these are kind of more on the matte side. So I'm going to try and use some of these shades to kind of help work in the bubblegum pink basically, and the kind of bronzy color. I'm not going to do a really extravagant look. I'm just going to use like a few different shades, but nothing that's too crazy, because I'm going somewhere later and I don't want to go looking all crazy done up. But I'm going to take the shade Incense from my palette, and I'm going to use that as my crease shade, my first basically transition shade. And I'm going to go in on my blending brush from I don't know by who, but I got it in a BoxyCharm a little while ago, so the name of the brush has rubbed off, so we'll just say she's a blending brush. I'm going to take that same shade, but on a different brush. I'm going to take it on the Morphe M505. It's more of a fat, kind of tapered brush. So I'm going to kind of focus this on the outer portion of my eye and just deepen it up a little bit. I'm now going to take more of a defined kind of a brush, kind of like this. I'm going to use that to apply the shade under my lash line just so it connects the outer corner and doesn't just kind of stop out of nowhere. I'm just going to take that fluffy brush that we started with again, same fluffy brush, and just blend out the edges so that they aren't so harsh. I'm now going to go in with the Ace Beauty shade in the Cotton Candy, the pink color, and I'm going to put that all over my eyelid and just kind of see what happens from there. To try and incorporate the other shade, I'm just going to apply the Iced Latte, the more bronzy color, just kind of up here right under my lid, just about like a quarter of the way in, maybe a third of the way, just that way I can kind of play with both colors and see how they both work. Now that I have both shades applied, I'm just going to go in with the Norvina palette and take Dreamer, which is just like a champagne light color, and I'm just going to apply it on my inner corner and on my brow bone, just to kind of highlight the eyes, and then I'll come back and we can finish it up. Now that the eyeshadow is basically it's done, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the next product in the box, which is this. It is a Tarte Big Ego mascara. It looks like this, and it's just in the shade black, and it is a bright neon pink, and the wand looks like this. So it's kind of a thicker wand, so it's supposed to volumize, separate, and kind of do a little bit of everything for your lashes. Now that I think about it, I don't think that I told you the price of the Ace Beauty Duo. Both of these shades are actually, looks like $25, and this mascara is $23. So far I'm iffy on the mascara. It isn't really volumizing my lashes. I feel like I have decent lashes, like I can typically make a lot of mascaras work, and it is working, but I feel like I'm having to build it a lot and really take my time like trying to get volume, because I have like long lashes but they're not very thick, so I like mascaras that will make my lashes really thick, and this one's taking a little bit more effort than I like to put in to make it work. So there's one more thing in my BoxyCharm, but I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my face because it's a lip product. So I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows, and to do that I'm going to use two products. I'm going to go in with the IT Cosmetics Brow Power, and this is in the shade Universal Taupe. And to set them, I'm going to go in with my Essence Make Me Brow in brown, and I'm going to go ahead and just do those real quick. that's the difference. I have one brow on versus nothing. I have decent colored brows, but a lot of the time they get covered by the foundation and the powder, so I like to just fill them in a little bit and to kind of even everything out, especially when I have a lot of eyeshadow kind of going on. And now the brows are done, so I'm going to go ahead and finish my face, do my bronzer, my blush, and my highlight, and set everything. For my bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Bare Minerals bronzer, and this is in the shade Warm. This is just a little mini for me to try. I received at work. I'm going to take my Morphe R2 bronzing brush and go ahead and bronze the perimeters of my face. I'm going to go ahead and switch over my brush to a Luxie 512 small contouring brush. This is kind of the way it looks. And I'm just going to use this with the same bronzer and just kind of use it to focus kind of in this area and just to warm up the smaller portions of my face that brush was too big to kind of get to. And then for blush, I'm going to go in with my Clinique Cheek Pop blush in Heather Pop. It's just a pink color, nothing too intense, but just enough to give me some color on my cheeks. And I'm going to be taking my IT Cosmetics 227 Flawless Blush Brush. It has seen some better days, but it's lasted me for years, so she's still going strong. Now that I have my blush and my bronzer on, I'm going to go in with this big old palette here. This is my Benefit Cheek Leaders palette in the Bronze Squad edition. And typically, day to day, when I'm a normal skin tone, I will go in with the other colors in here, like the Hoola and the other bronzer and like blushes. I'm going to go ahead and take this shade here, the highlighter shade called Cookie, and I'm going to use that on the high points of my cheekbones and just to give me some glow back to my skin since I'm so matte now. I'm going to go ahead and set my face, and I'm going to be using this Smashbox Photo Finish Setting Spray. It's new. We just got it in our stores within the past week or two, but I've been trying it out and I really like it, so I will shake it up, give it a good shake, and I like the mister on it too. It's like a very fine mist, you can barely even see it. And the last product for the box is a lip liner, and it is by Steve Laurent, and it is their lip liner, and this is in the shade Chic, and this runs for $15. This is how it looks swatched on my hand. It's kind of a deeper nude than what I'm used to doing. It's like brownie as well, and this is what the liner looks like. So it's also like a wooden tip, which honestly isn't my favorite type of lip liner. I much prefer the kind that you can just roll up rather than sharpen, because it can be a little rougher on my lips. But I'm just gonna go ahead and go with it, and I'm gonna apply this all over my lips, and then I'll put a gloss on and we'll kind of see how it goes from there. Now that I've got the lip liner kind of applied everywhere, I'm going to just go in with a gloss. I'm going to go in with this Mally Beauty Gold Digger gloss. Has a little bit of color to it, but for the most part it's pretty sheer. And this is in the color Brilliant. and that is the finished review. Everything in here was pretty good. The only thing I really wasn't the biggest fan of really was this lip liner, just because I don't use wooden lip liners if I ever use a lip liner at all. My lips are so dry from the Accutane that applying it, especially to my bottom lip, just was kind of painful, to be completely honest. The mascara was alright. I ended up getting it to where I wanted it to be, but it took quite a few layers. I'd say probably like 4 or 5 different applications, which is more than I typically like to do. Like 2 is usually what I can do. The Becca powder was pretty good. That's probably my favorite thing. Well, that and then the, what was it? The Wander Beauty Oil. Both of those were probably my favorite thing in this box, which were, I think, the most expensive things, lucky for me. So they were pretty good. The eyeshadows were good, but they weren't awesome. Like, they did give me good color, and the colors are pretty, but they said glitter, and it doesn't seem to have as much glitter as a lot of like the ColourPop eyeshadows typically do. And they're some of my favorite single eyeshadows. But overall, I was pretty happy with the box. Again, other than that lip liner, but that's, you know, 15 bucks of the 144 value. I'm actually gonna go ahead and add it up and see how much it added up to be. So the box ended up totaling out to be exactly $144, just as I had thought. Look at me, I'm so smart. So with that being said, you're getting $144 worth of product for $21 a month, which is pretty dang good. And a lot of the products like Ace Beauty and Wander Beauty, they are featured frequently in the box, but they're indie brands and not many people are able to purchase them other than on like their websites and such. So it gives you a chance to kind of try new products that you don't really see or hear a lot about. They also have this thing called Boxy Luxe, which is I'm also a part of, and they do it quarterly. So I think next month or the month after is going to be a Boxy Luxe, and that is typically over $350 worth of value. And I think you pay like the $21 plus an extra $21 or something like that. I know it's like $50 a month for that month instead of the $21, but you get over $350 of stuff. It's really helped me with like my buying of makeup because I work in a makeup store, so it's always hard. I will buy little things here and there as I need them, but this really gives me an opportunity to kind of try stuff that I want but that I don't want to buy. Does that make sense? So I really like it. It's really cool, and you can go on their website and you can customize it and basically tell them, I want, you know, these types of products, I have this kind of hair, this kind of skin, and they kind of customize it. While it's all very similar, some products here and there are different, again, depending on your preferences and what kind of skin you have. So yeah, it's pretty cool, and I've had this box for, I want to say almost a year now, and I still haven't gone through all of the stuff, and it just gives me a chance to kind of go through a bunch of different stuff. So if you're new to makeup and skincare, this is really great to kind of introduce yourself into it. So yeah, that's my video. That's the end of it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye!